Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the final of the Cape Town Sevens. New Zealand taking on Samoa. It's going to be a massive clash. We have already seen a win for the New Zealand women's side over the Australians, breaking the winning streak. Currently, Samoa, they have broken a streak of their own. It wasn't a good one though. 7 semi-finals in a row. The Samoans had lost. They've made it through now, and they've got the massive opportunity to take down New Zealand. Do let me know your score predictions in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. We're about 5 minutes away from the kickoff. They've still got the national anthems just around the corner. But New Zealand's lineup for this game, they will be as follows: Brady Rush, Tony Nashu, Akulia Rokalisoa, Regan Ware, Sam Dixon, Shay Clark, and Moses Leo. Then for the Samoans will be Valvasa Afasua, one of the co-captains, Va'a Pilomaliko, the other. Yuna Sioni, Tuna Tuitama, Nueli Littlefea, Paul Eddie Slater, and Fa'afoi Falaniko. Now, you would have heard me say that name from the last match. That is because the man slotted over an absolutely beautiful drop kick from 30 meters out in extra time to secure the win for the Samoans over the South Africans. Now, you wouldn't have heard me say the name Paul Scanlon. He is instead coming off the bench. He had a bit of an injury in the last contest. Must have passed his HIA though, as he is allowed to take part in this game. We have got in the chat, Grant is predicting 30 points to 21 in favour of New Zealand. Let's go Samoa, says Brandon. Good luck, Samoa, says Ruth. And Samoa 35-21 is Brandon's prediction. And also, let's go, says Nate there. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated. You guys all being here for this live stream. We have been going all through the night, currently almost 7 a.m. New Zealand time, but we were not going to be missing this exciting fixture. Looking through at the benches for the two side, Lewis Ormond, he's been pretty solid for New Zealand in recent times. Caleb Tangitau, one of my players who I said would be a key for New Zealand in this matchup. Roderick Solo, Amanaki Nicole, Joe Weber, and also it will be Tobias Savage, the youngster who's only just come into the New Zealand side. And what a game to have to play in a final up against a tough-hitting Manu Samoa Sevens side. Looking through at the bench for Samoa, Motu Opitai, Levi Milford, Taunuu Naulivaya, Paul Scanlon, Owen Nui, and Steve Oni. Maliko, do your thing, says NS Charles. And also we have got their new format, new mindset, new young players mixed with experienced players. All you have to do now is play smart, says Asua. And the thing is, Samoa, I feel they had their bad game up against the Irish. They didn't play that great up against South Africa to an extent with the penalty count. Other than that, they were very solid. So as long as they're not giving away penalties here, I think Samoa have got a real crack in this upcoming fixture between the two sides. No penalties, keep it clean, boys, says Grant. Samoa 21-12, says Thomas. Also Samoa, my Fiji, not been in the final yet. They did end up getting fifth, though, for the Fijians up against Argentina. But for me, key players, I mentioned in my preview for New Zealand, I went with the three of Akulia Rokalisoa, Sam Dixon, and Caleb Tangitau. Then for the Samoans, I actually went with Valvasa Afasua, Yuna Sioni, and also I did go with Fa'afoi Falaniko, the youngster who will still be on cloud nine after slotting over that kick in the semi-final up against the South Africans. New Zealand, they were pushed to an extent as well in their semi-final fixture up against the USA, which they did win it, I believe, by about 12 points. In the end, Samoa will be very hungry. Exactly right. But the question is, can they put it together when it is absolutely bucketing down in Cape Town? Can't afford to make mistakes, Samoa, says NS. Exactly right. For the Samoans, if they get this one right and they don't make their mistakes, they have the potential of scoring at least 4 tries here up against the Kiwis. But if they are having those penalties against them, New Zealand are normally very good at capitalizing on those opportunities. And that is what we'll see. That's a nice big trophy for the winner of the Sevens last year. It was South Africa this year now. It is going to be, was it? No, sorry, it might have actually been Australia. That is for the Cape Town Sevens, I believe, this trophy. And also we have got the Peacock lagging right now. We actually had a little bit of lag earlier on in the women's game. It actually cut out for a bit of time, which was unfortunate. We did miss a New Zealand try. And also look at this weather. Which side is better in the rain? Hamish, you're feeling about the winner tonight? I think rain definitely benefits New Zealand because Samoa, they play that kind of expansive style of rugby with offloads in there every once in a while. Also, a few little tricks and whatnot from the Samoans when it comes to the kicks in behind. So I think rain definitely benefits New Zealand here. And Samoa say, right, lost to Ireland, win all the rest of the games. It's a possibility for them. And nope, New Zealand got this, says Grant. And heck yeah, ourselves cheering for North South Island, says Mark. So looking through at the group stage, quickly looking at the results, New Zealand, they did not start their group stage the way they wanted to. They were defeated by Spain, 14 points to 10, a massive loss, and only the second time in history that we had seen the Spanish get themselves the win up against the Kiwis. Then they beat Kenya. They managed to beat Argentina, which was an important matchup for them, as they did need it to continue through on the comp. They had a good win over Uruguay in the quarterfinal, winning at 50-0, a massive margin for New Zealand, and then beating the USA 33 points to 17 in their semi-final, which takes them through to this one, listening to their New Zealand national anthem now, and then playing 14 minutes of rugby very soon for Samoa. They beat Uruguay in the group stage 21 points to 10. They managed to have a good win over Japan, 45-0, similar to what we saw for New Zealand up against Uruguay, a very one-sided affair, and they were able to dominate. Ireland beat Samoa 21 points to 14, which was a disappointing game to an extent, but I think it's also meant that Samoa haven't blown the opportunity in their quarter or semi-final, which they sometimes can if they've been undefeated up till that point. Then they won up against Argentina, 22 points to 10, and then in golden point time, getting the win over the South Africans, 10 points to 7. And also, at the end of the day, it isn't the grass or conditions, it's the hunger in the heart, says Grant. And New Zealand lost to Spain, how the mighty have fallen, says Stone Cold. But now they are still through to the final, which I guess is one of those situations that even though they lost that game, they had to dig deep in a couple of those other matchups. You see the New Zealand side singing along with the men for the New Zealand national anthem after getting themselves the Cape Town gold. They'll be hoping for a double here for the Kiwis sitting on the fence in this one. And my heart's torn in two parts, says Nazi Williams, in 80 minutes, says Grant. Did I say 80 rather than the 7? My bad, one moment. We all go like this. Go like this. There we go. Right, we've got the Samoa national anthem here, ladies and gentlemen, about to take place. And hopefully Samoa gets more ball than in one semi-final or in the semi-final. They had to do so much defending versus South Africa. I hope they are not too tired after all that, says Thomas. And the benefit for Samoa was the fact that it only went a little bit into extra time, because if they had played for another 5 minutes or so, they would certainly be heavily gassed. But it's an interesting one for the Samoans, because the penalty count will definitely determine how many times they have to make tackles throughout this game. If New Zealand hang on to the ball for a majority of this match, it's probably down to Samoa's ill discipline or maybe a few handling errors. Currently, they're having a little bit of trouble with the coverage throughout Samoa's national anthem. I really hope that it comes back before this match gets underway, because or else that would be a big shame. I don't think they anticipated having so much rain in Cape Town, which has then gone on all the cables and made the coverage cut a little bit in and out. And good luck on both teams' blessings, says Fully. Exactly right. I think these two sides just love playing each other. And the fact that they're going to be out there playing in a gold medal final just makes the icing on the cake that much sweeter for the two sides and for the winner of this matchup. New Zealand, tear them in who won, says Grant, and cheer for New Zealand. Who will win this game? Good question. Well, let me see. Mum, I lean towards, says Spider-Mink. And also we have got their rain must be the issue, says Grant. Yeah, I don't think they were anticipating as much. It actually happens at Cape Town Stadium more often than you would think, because we did see it take place during one of the Stormers matchups. They actually lost power, I think, at one point late in the game, and also had it cutting in and out of New Zealand, says Rice there as well. But looking through quickly at those reserve benches again, if we had to pick a key player for both sides, I think even though he's injured, Paul Scanlon to an extent might be very handy, but they have got Steve Unisai, who hasn't got a whole heap of time out there on the field as of yet. And then for the Kiwis, you're probably looking at Caleb Tangitau or Amanaki Nicole. How the F? They're going to lag during the final, fumble hard, shake my head. Yeah, seems like the worst time to have technical difficulties for the Sevens. I wonder whether or not it's everywhere around the world that they've got it cutting out, or only on certain providers that have lost the coverage of this match. It's going to be heavy going out there. Hope they have boots laced up tight, says Roof. And let's go, Manu, says Nate in the chat as well. But currently, like I mentioned during the national anthems, the coverage I believe everyone around the world was cutting in and out, and they are working tirelessly, I believe, to try and get the coverage back before the match does get underway. It makes me wonder if they know that the coverage is out everywhere, whether or not they will delay the start of this match by about 2 minutes or so just to make sure they get underway. That answers the question. They have now just kicked off, ladies and gentlemen, the final between New Zealand and Samoa. Currently, Sky do not have the coverage. Australia have lost it by the sounds of it as well. But as soon as we can see it, we will be providing the commentary for this game. Luckily, we've got a scoreboard that we can keep an eye on and see exactly what is happening there out on the field. But I think Samoa definitely need to make sure that they do start this match well. New Zealand, they have a little bit of trouble sometimes in the early stages of a half. America, we have also lost coverage, says Don't Go there. And although they should hold match till we can watch, says Grant. And yep, lost coverage here in Australia. And let's go the Manu, says TT. Because Manu Samoa, they have scored quite a few tries throughout a few of their matches. Like I mentioned, 45-0 up against the Japanese, 22 points to 10 in their favour in the match between Samoa and Argentina. Also, we have good there. I not missed the game. Piss off rain, says Brandon. And score quick, says TT. And unbelievable this weather. Go both teams. Good luck. First try, Hamish. Who's going to score? I think if I had to predict, I'd say New Zealand will get the first try, but then Samoa will get the next two, or vice versa. Maybe Samoa score the first, and then New Zealand are able to get the next two. But it is terrible timing that the rain is affecting this game, because currently in New Zealand, currently in Australia, the USA, all of those options don't have coverage. And also, well, every people in the village back in Samoa are mad because there is no coverage, says aimbot in there. Yeah, worst possible timing. And to be honest, they should have delayed the start of the game. It just would have been the smart thing to do. They're not on a certain schedule in Cape Town that they have to be finished by a certain stage. This game is slightly earlier than the one that they had. Maliko with the first try, says TT there. And also, we have got there no coverage in New Zealand, says Xavier. Yeah, currently pretty much everywhere around the world does not have coverage to this game. I'll try and get my VPN fired up, set myself to a random location around the world and see if it does end up firing up. But currently the scoreboard, we don't have any tries that have been scored as of yet. We'll go like this. We're going to be sending ourselves to Romania, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be taking a trip to Europe so we can try and watch this game. Currently it is 0-0 in the fixture between New Zealand and Samoa for the final. But like I mentioned, they have dropped coverage all around the world by the sounds of it. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, has anyone got footage of this game? I'm wondering whether or not the World Sevens Series website might still have the game. There's a chance at least, but certainly not the time that they want to lose their coverage for the final of a competition. No coverage in San Francisco. We'll go match center. We'll see whether or not we can actually watch it here. Setting it to Romania. We'll go now down a little bit. The coverage still has not come back here in New Zealand. They keep on stopping the music, which makes me think it's going to work, but then it doesn't. And my Sky Sports back, I will update you, says Brandon there. And also they will do a zigzag sprint and yo-yo Kiwi Lad. Super commentary, fantastic again. In the final, no less, says Stone. Yeah, worst possible time for the coverage to cut out. I'm just currently getting it up. Yep, we're currently experiencing technical issues is the thing they've got written on the Sevens Circuit website. So that is massive that they can't even show it there for this matchup. And also we have got there enough lower. Scanlon first try for the Samoans. And also we have got the South Africa broadcast, says Nate. Has it cut out as well? Everywhere around the world, no one is able to watch this game. We'll see whether or not the scoreboard is onto it today. And also coming to New Zealand, says the Bro T. And currently it's still sit 0-0. I'm sorry, but South Africa, they've really dropped the ball with this one. One job, make sure that the final coverage is available. And 1917, Samoa to win the last try. And also New Zealand, here we go, says Ray Kearns. But it's out all around the world by the looks of it. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, if you have got coverage from where you are and what country you are watching from. Because on the World Rugby Sevens website, they have got nothing at the moment. Looking through at the starting lineups again. Hopefully, if we start mentioning the start, they will start to bring us the coverage. Brady Rush, Tony Nashu, also Akulia Rokalisoa, Regan Ware, Sam Dixon, Shay Clark, and Moses Leo as well. Then for the Samoans, Valvas Afasoa, Va'a Pilomaliko, Yuna Sione, Tuna Tuitama, Nueli Littlefear, Paul Eti Slater, and Fa'afoi Falaneko, the man who was able to get themselves a nice drop kick at the end of the game. Samoa, no coverage, has one job, says Tino there, and hope the electricity stays on. We have big issues with power, says Grant. No coverage in Canada either, says Sandy. Outage, says Bendy there. And this game has definitely been delayed if South Africa made the final, says Roman. No coverage in Fiji. Is this South Africa's revenge for Samoa beating them in the semi? I think there's a bit of dirty tactics involved, perhaps. No coverage in Kenya. No coverage in England. All around the world at the moment, there is no coverage for this final between New Zealand and Samoa. It's still 0-0, apparently. That's the best we've got at the moment is a scoreboard that we are relying on to tell us exactly what is happening in this matchup. Now, I believe it says, actually, the World Sevens Circuit website also doesn't have it updating in the score. Maybe they have delayed the start of this game. It's hard to tell, though. No coverage, they cut it, says Bendy there. And no coverage in LA. I know it sounds really bad to say, but it's actually only very, very marginally. I'm kind of glad that the coverage is cut out just for now because we get to see where everyone's from around the world. We don't ask that enough, finding out where our viewers are actually watching from. It sucks that the game's out. Now we'll go back to that. And your mad boss this morning, it's morning over there, and it says, Sebastian, it is. And currently we can't see the final between Samoa and New Zealand. No coverage here in South Africa. Also, you are the coverage, says Damage. I am, but I can't see the game either at the moment. There's no coverage at all around the world. New Zealand winning by 17, says Pierre. Is that confirmed? Because I see that the scoreboard doesn't say that. The World Rugby Sevens website also doesn't say that either. But maybe could be the case. And also shout out from Kelly, says 180 and no coverage. And T. Karaka, no coverage, says Vanessa Reta there. And yes, it's back. Oh, but no one is playing, says Xavier. Oh, so you think they've actually waited? And what the F Supersport one job, says D. Yeah, it's been a bit of a poor situation by stadium still, says Jan Lu Brand. By the stadium, is the game taking place at the moment? Jan Lu, if you can hear me. And let's go, Hamish. Let's go. New kickoff time is 7:30 New Zealand time. Okay, so 7:30. That's actually in 22 minutes time. Coverage in Dubai. Shout out from Samoa, says Uso there from South Africa, supporting New Zealand many years. South Africa ruined the coverage because their team lost in the semis and the bronze, and they don't want to watch anymore, says Stone Co. And also New Zealand and Samoa for life. G'day, mate, from Sydney, says Presley. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing extremely well. Better than the coverage. It's raining very hard. I think it's the signal, says Ray. Yeah, unfortunately, they couldn't anticipate for this game delayed, says Yanlu. Do you know what time it's delayed till, Yanlu? Is it 7:30? And also, we'll just keep you busy with our nonsense, says Sebastian. No, it's all good. We get to have a bit of a chat before the match. If it does go through to 7:30, I guess I do apologize to anyone who's watching this after the video on the channel goes live, as there will be about a 20-minute build-up, if not 30 minutes, getting into the match. I guess there's no real point in us stopping the live stream, starting up a new one when the match is about to take place. So we will just keep on talking. There's actually still plenty to talk about. We've seen a massive amount of upsets throughout this year. So we regret the interruption to the live sevens because caused by severe weather in South Africa is actually what they've just put up on the screen. South Africa be like, go home, says Samoa. And also repeating, says TT. And here in the island, nothing. Come on, says Joel. So I'm just going to quickly check the World Sevens. No, they haven't put anything on their Instagram. I was hoping that they would end up putting something saying when the game's going to be taking place. Oh, it's postponed for Sunday next week, says Asagi. Is it actually? Is that the case, Yanlu? I know that Yanlu's at the ground, so he's kind of our eyes and ears at the moment. What are they saying at the ground, Yanlu? Have we got a kickoff time, South African time? Do let us know. All good, brother, says Grant. And all of a sudden, no coverage, says NS Charles. And also part of Cape Town had a huge thunderstorm the last half an hour. Maybe knocked out some electricity. South Africa said that the Sevens is over, says Uso. I hope not. And also, come on, South Africa, says Jay. So, ladies and gentlemen, while we wait for this game to kick off, do let me know. Who do you think will be getting themselves the win in this contest when it takes place? Will it be the Kiwis or will it be Samoa who are able to move on and get themselves the monumental victory? I like the look of the Samoan starting lineup. They've got Valvas Afasua, Va'a, Pilomaliko, both very experienced men, both of the co-captains for the Samoans here. And no kickoff time yet. Hope for start soon, says Jan Lebrand. Okay. Oh, the coverage is live. Samoa versus New Zealand in the first half. First try of the match for Samoa. It has just loaded up on my phone. They have been able to score it 5.5 minutes in. I believe it's the first try for Fa'afoi Falaneko. I am so glad I've got a VPN on my phone, because if I didn't, we wouldn't be able to see that action. I really hope this isn't a replay anyway, but I believe it's the first try of the match for the Samoans. Fa'afoi Falaneko was absolutely bucketing down right. The coverage is back here for New Zealand by the looks of it. And the kick isn't successful from Samoa. It is absolutely raining cats and dogs in South Africa at the moment. But these guys are just trying to get through the game. 44 seconds left in the first half now. And the kickoff is just about to take place. Going to be a kick long. New Zealand, they're going to be waiting for that ball. It just pulls up. Man, that wetness is insane on the park at the moment. New Zealand hanging on to it here, 22 metres out from their line, but the first try of the match scored by Fa'afoi Falaneko. This weather completely changes this final, and what could have been one of the best games of the tournament may end up just being a slippery, slidey mess. Amanaki Nicole keeps himself in the field of play. He's actually already out there on the park for New Zealand. The ball almost stripped by Letufe. He rips it away that time. New Zealand regather. No, Samoa's got it. Offload. Va'a, Apilo Maliko close to the touchline. Now Letufe looks for the offload. The referee's been taken out by Sam Dixon. Looking for the wide pass. Was it forward? They've said it's flat. And the Samoans with Tuitama gets the second try of the half. Samoa now leading 10 points to 0. They've called it forward. I said it at the time that I thought it might have been, and it is indeed a forward pass now. And first half over, the score is currently 5-0 for the Samoans. Wow. It's wet massively out there, ladies and gentlemen. Luckily, we've now got coverage. We didn't for the first 5 minutes of this game, which is absolutely insane, really. But halftime in this game, with it absolutely pouring down, 5-0 for the Samoans. I mean, it's certainly going to be a memorable one for Samoa if they're able to get themselves the win in Cape Town. They'll be able to say, we played underwater. And also, there wasn't a forward pass, says Philip. And then also Samoa versus the ref, says Nettie. And ref take a break, says Viniana. And go Samoa, God bless, says Karina. Currently, halftime in this contest. Everyone in the stadium has all pretty much moved right to the back under the covers. And not 100% on that pass on the replay, says Thomas. There wasn't a forward pass back. Cool, says Nev down for real. Samoa versus the flipping ref, says Hall. And try an F pass, says Enes there. And mine not on, mate, says Polo down forward pass. My ass, says Hall. They are not too happy with that one. Or a majority of the viewers, I guess you could say. But yeah, my first instinct was forward. The second replay, it just looked flat. So I thought it would have been fine. But they did end up ruling it out. And now Samoa, they've had more possession in this first half in the absolute pouring rain. New Zealand, I think their tactic is, right, we're going to go out there, boys. We're going to dive in. We're going to do a bit of freestyle because we're going to have to swim for this last part of the second half because our heads are going to be underneath water by the end of this game. And it's back, says Hall. What channel is it on, says Greg? For me, it is actually on Sky, but you can watch it on the World 7 Series website if you have got access to it in a certain country. USA not on live, mate, says Polo there. So hopefully it does end up coming back relatively soon. And still nothing in the bloody US. So currently 5-0 for the Samoans. Oh, we're getting to see that little van that delivers the ball steamrolling towards the touchline. It's just throwing up water around at the moment. He's done well. Luckily, it's waterproof. But now, Samoa kicking off the second half. Currently 5-0. For the Samoans. And it's kicked off long. The ball just ends up sliding straight into the hands of Amanaki Nicole. Can this be Samoa's tournament to put themselves into first place? Sam Dixon tries. The water's insane. Every time these players hit the ground, you just see the puddle or slippery for Tapia Savage, who's now out there on the park as well. I believe New Zealand have actually got quite a few of their subs out there on the field already. Akulia Rokalisoa passes on the outside. Brady Rush going into the swimming pool here down the touchline. He's going to have to make sure he holds his breath running down there. Sam Dixon back across. Big shot from Valvas Afasor. But Tobias Savage has done brilliantly. Keep that ball on the side of New Zealand. Dixon tries to pass it back. The ball was out. Samoa now. It's a penalty to New Zealand. Oh, it's for offside. If they say the ball is out, they should have been able to play at that one. I believe it was the touch judge said it was a penalty, and Samoa are really good at playing in the rain, says Saw. But are they used to playing in this kind of rain? Because this is a spectacle and a half. And the players are just it's like a water slide. And that's how the fields are in Samoa when it rains heavy. Samoa advantage, says Nazi Williams. But this penalty goes the way of New Zealand. Samoa beats New Zealand and Hong Kong. Have not won back-to-back against them since 2012. And the ball was out, F that ref. Now the quick tap taken by New Zealand, or relatively slow tap, really. Amanaki Nicole just waiting a little bit longer, which will only mean that the rain gets heavier. Goggles are needed at the moment. Hey, that player, William Bucker from Kenya, he normally wears the goggles full time. He would have loved to be in this final. Caleb Tangitau, wide cutout pass, nicely taken by Amanaki Nicole, waiting for the support run from Rockali Soa, who does try and pick that ball up. He's done interestingly there on the breakdown. Now Tangitau once again bursting through a tackle. Attempt from Paul Eti Slater. Rockali Soa back across to the right. Water polo / rugby, says George. This is definitely the weirdest game we have seen of Sevens in recent history. Pin in the ears back now. Shay Clark offload over the top. Down the wing. It's going to be Brady Rush scoring the try. Going to try and make it relatively easy for the New Zealand kicker as well. And this will be New Zealand's first try of the contest. And also Aquarium Rugby says all in there. Now let's go, says Jay. And go the Manu, says Orlando. Damn, says Hall. It's the first try of the match for New Zealand. They've given it to Samoa, but it is New Zealand's try. Are we back, baby, says Stone in there. And come on, Samoa. They have to put their wetsuits on. Don't forget your snorkel. And come on, boys, Maliko, says NS. There are a couple of men running around in their underwear currently in the stands, enjoying the rain. We just heard time off. So I believe they will be just waiting a little bit longer. Got a player down. New Zealand, though, they get the conversion. 7 points to 5 at the moment. The scoreboard's even gone to sleep for this matchup. And also we have the US's back, says Stoneko or Amanaki Nicole. Seriously injured by the looks of it. Shame they have to postpone this match, says Ruth. Looks like they're going to finish playing it. I would have liked to see them delay the coverage so that we could actually see the whole match rather than just 5 minutes onwards. Definitely a unique experience. And also far penalty, my Mulibra, says Hall there. And also New Zealand is leading now, says Stone Cold. They are. Currently 7 points to 5 is the real score in the contest. Our scoreboard says, there we go. It's getting a little bit closer now. Kicked him behind by Samoa. Tuna. Uitama looking for that one. Tobias Savage with a nice pickup. Slings it wide again. It's a risky tactic. Sliding in there, Shay Clark. The groundskeeper will be looking at this just crying, thinking about, no, he's not allowed to cry because actually that will make the field wetter. We can't have that. Maybe cry after the game for the groundskeeper, but this field's going to get torn up tomorrow, and giving them diving equipment is more helpful, says George. Kicking deep. Some more. This one goes out on the full. They're going to go right back to where he kicked it from. Fa'amalossi boys, says Nettie. This is such a weird game of rugby at the moment. And Rugby Sevens brings you water wings, says Damage You. And also wrong call, shouldn't kick. It's raining, says Niv there. Yeah, a mistake from Samoa. We normally mention it. In big matches, they can make those little mistakes, and that was one of them. Kicking it out on the full after going deep into their own 22. New Zealand about to go for the lineup. We've seen 7 offloads so far. Stupid kick by Samoa. Sai, says Thomas. Yeah, not the right call for the Samoans there. A messy game from the start. Probably understandable to an extent just because of how wet it is at the ground. I feel like this final could have been completely different if it was in dry conditions, unfortunately. Could have been quite a free-flowing game. Samoa managed to steal it, slipping around. Letufia unable to grab it. Bounces back onto the side for New Zealand. Now it's going to be Tobias Savage. If he gets the pass right out wide to Caleb Tangitau, that's going to be dangerous. Owen Nui, though, makes the tackle. New Zealand 10 metres out. It's a knock-on by Tobias Savage. He's thrown backwards. Oh, and it might have hurt one of the New Zealanders in the process. So Roderick Solo might have dislocated his arm here. Or his shoulder, I should say. The moment was too big for the kick, says Grant. Right, 2.5 minutes left. Motu Opitai makes his way out onto the field. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. The next time that these two sides are playing, it will be in Hamilton, and we will be doing the coverage on the channel. And also, hopefully you're not wet. I heard thunderstruck or loud thunder out here, AC/DC thunderstruck. Do you think that's why they took the people out of the pool at the sideline? Because they were like, everyone's going to be experiencing it anyway, so it's not that special to actually be in the pool. Or unless they just said maybe we can't have it because of the chance that it's going to be quite dangerous. 2.5 minutes left on the board. The Samoans only down by 2. That field has to be completely waterlogged, like my brain says, Ruth. Now back across. Samoa, bit of space here. Tui Tama passes, or in fact it was Tuna Tuitama. That one's gone backwards. Nui keeps it in the field of play. Another mistake there from the Samoans. Rather than just letting it go into touch, they decided instead, actually it's a penalty to Samoa. I take that back. I was going to say rather than just letting it go into touch, they tried to keep it in the field of play, almost turned over. Now the Samoans, 2 minutes left on the clock. Here comes Va'a, Apelo Maleko, back in his pace, needed to pass there, but instead to get a little bit selfish with the ball in hand. Nice work in that breakdown from Levi Milford. Now a wide cut-out pass, rush defense from Roderick Solo. Doesn't work out. They've got the 2-on-1 on the outside. Kick downfield from Tuna Tuitama, a similar way that he was able to score a try earlier on. Sliding onto that one, Caleb Tangitau places the ball, gets slammed down. Tuitama, gets the turnover. Penalty for Samoa. Quick tap taken. Numbers on the outside. This is going to be the try. And Va'a Apelo Maleko dives over pretty much the softest and the driest part of the field. Maleko scores his 5th, and Samoa take the lead with only a minute left on the clock. Great cutout pass. And now the try for Va'a Apelo Maleko in a moment where it mattered. The Samoans able to strike. And this might be the game now. It's currently 7:20 a.m. in New Zealand. I hope my whole house was already awake because I think I just woke them up. Kick is successful. 12 points to 7. And also, yes, says Nettie. Everyone is celebrating their try for the Samoans. Va'a Apelo Maleko. I think he was hoping to dive in as if it was a pool. There was no water at that part of the ground, though, so he kind of just bounced. Right, 24 seconds left. We've seen New Zealand snatch a victory from the jaws of defeat before. So that is why I'm not completely certain that this game's over yet. Lewis Orman passes across to Roccoliso. We need to see some solid defense here from the Samoans. Tobias Savage, one of the youngest players. Jay Clark's dropped it. Samoa kick it forward. Regathered. Scrum for Samoa. There's the full-time siren. They're celebrating. I think there's still time for this. There's still time for the try. They have to kick this ball out for Samoa if they want to go on and get themselves the victory here for the first time since 2013. The South Africans made it through to a final, and that was the quarterfinal. Right. They still need to get the scrum right here. As soon as they do, they'll kick it straight into touch. There's an injury here by the looks of it as well. And New Zealand chokes, says Thomas. I think they're choking on all the water at the... No, don't cut out now. The game's cut out right at this moment. The last scrum. I'm going to have to do it with my fingers. There's a scrum at the moment. These are the Samoan boys. They're pretty happy. I don't know what's happening on the field at the moment. All they need to do is get the scrum right, get it out the back, and kick it into touch. And they've won this competition for the Samoans. But the coverage has cut out right at the final moment. The saddest thing is there are going to be so many people in Samoa who were waiting for this moment for so long. Since coming back into the Sevens, they haven't won a title. And now that they're finally going to, everyone wanted to see the elation of the side. See Va'a Apelo Maleko celebrating with his boys, with the country as a whole. But that moment's been taken away. Of course, they're still going to celebrate. Don't get me wrong. I hope Samoa are able to get this ball out the back of their scrum and kick it into touch to win it. Well done, Samoa, winning the sevens. Right, Jan-Lou Brand is our eyes and ears. He's actually at the stadium. So we now know Samoa victorious in Cape Town in a weird, emphatic fashion. They've been able to do it. Who wins? Samoa victorious. Luckily, we've actually got someone at the ground. And that is Jan-Lou Brand, who has come in clutch there. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take his word for it as he is at the ground. Said, well done, Samoa, to win the sevens. And they are victorious now. We're actually going to put this here. I think it cut out. Don't want to be heartbroken seeing them celebrate. Oh, I think it's going to be a beautiful moment for the Samoans. What we're quickly going to do is we're going to type out the scoreboard. 7 to the 12 to the Samoans. Samoa, full time. There we go. We'll put it down the bottom of the screen as that has just happened, ladies and gentlemen. The Samoans get it. And it is what it is. Lol Sweden, thank you for the broadcasting, says it was there from Fitisi Manu. Hopefully I said that correctly. And also we have got the awesome commentary, 582 people. And there, and my internet. No, it's not your internet. It is actually the game. The game cut off because of the bad weather that they've had. It does actually mean, like, your Wi-Fi might be completely fine. It is actually just the bad coverage at the ground. Thank you for the commentary, says TT. Did Samoa win? They sure did. Champions in Cape Town. Victorious. Once again, the Samoans have risen to the top. And it is a monumental one. I am so glad that that has happened because I think throughout, I actually said they'd win in I said they'd win in Dubai. I got it very wrong, and I was hoping that maybe I was just a week off, and I was. Samoa, I said it at the time. Their loss to Ireland made them stronger, and they went out there. They put everything on the line, even though they didn't expect to have to swim to the try line to score in this matchup. They were still able to do so, getting over the line 2 times. Pilo Maliko. I don't even know who scored the first try for Samoa. It was actually Foy Falaniko. Sorry, yeah, I did know that. He scored right when the coverage came back. And thanks to everyone. Have a great one and take care, says Grant. And they're in the Samoans celebrating this one as they should. They fought hard. Massive win over the South Africans. Massive win over New Zealand and winning their quarterfinal matchup, which was not an easy game either. That was in their game up against Argentina. And also what has happened, Samoa have been able to take out the Cape Town Sevens. And also thank you for your live commentary, Hamish. My Samoans, the victory. Weather gives 3 years prediction, says, or the weatherman gives 3 years prediction. And also we have got there, well done, boys. Oh, they've finally got the coverage back. Brian Lima getting interviewed. You can see, even though he's a man who doesn't show a lot of emotion, you can see it in his eyes how much it means to him. He's getting to say a message back to the people of Samoa who have supported them through and through throughout this competition and throughout the rest of the times that they've played the sevens matches. So thanks, Hamish. Good work once again, mate. Have a well-deserved rest. There's Nazi Williams there. And let's go. There's Frozik in there as well. I was going to do a post-match review. It's going to be a bit shorter than anticipated, mainly because the coverage was a lot shorter than we were expecting. Samoa all the way, says Viniana. Nonetheless, do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more sevens, plenty more rugby union, plenty more cricket coming up in the near future. So if you do want to hit that subscribe button, be sure to do so. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the coverage, and I will see you all for the next one.